Have you ever noticed that your brain seems to work the hardest? Right when you're trying to relax? You finally get into bed, the room is quiet. Everything around you is peaceful, but your mind suddenly becomes louder than ever. You replay conversations. You imagine worst-case scenarios. You think about mistakes you made years ago. And somehow, your brain convinces you that solving all of these problems at 2 in the morning is a great idea. But why does this happen? The answer starts with one simple fact about the human brain. Your brain was never designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you alive. Thousands of years ago, constantly looking for danger helped humans survive. Missing a threat could mean death, so our brains evolved to constantly scan for problems. The strange part is, your brain doesn't always know the difference between a real danger and an imagined one. To your brain, an embarrassing conversation, a text that hasn't been answered, or worrying about tomorrow can trigger the same alarm system that once protected our ancestors from predators. This is why psychologists often describe anxiety as a survival system working a little too hard. But there's another reason. Overthinking becomes so difficult to stop. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. Researchers discovered that the brain naturally remembers unfinished tasks better than completed ones. In other words, your mind hates unfinished business. That's why unanswered questions keep coming back. Why didn't they reply? What if I fail? Did I make the wrong decision? Your brain keeps searching for an answer because it wants closure. Unfortunately, life doesn't always give us clear answers, so the brain creates its own. And here's the problem. Humans also have something psychologists call the negativity bias. Our brains naturally pay more attention to negative possibilities than positive ones. If there are 10 possible explanations, your mind will often choose the worst one, not because it's true, but because your brain believes preparing for danger increases your chances of survival. The result, you confuse preparation with productivity. You think you're solving problems when in reality, you're simply repeating the same thoughts over and over again, and the more you repeat them, the more believable they become. So, if overthinking doesn't actually solve your problems, why does your brain keep doing it? Because your brain mistakes thinking for control. When life feels uncertain, your mind believes that if it just thinks a little longer, analyzes a little deeper, or replays the situation one more time, it will finally find the perfect answer. But research in psychology shows something different. Overthinking rarely leads to better decisions. Instead, it often increases stress, anxiety, and mental exhaustion. Think about the last time you overthought something. Did you discover a life-changing solution, or did you simply repeat the same thoughts in different ways? That's what psychologists call rumination. Rumination is when your mind gets trapped in a loop. Instead of moving toward a solution, it keeps replaying the same memories, fears, and questions. Imagine driving around a roundabout for hours. You're constantly moving, but you're never actually getting anywhere. That's exactly what overthinking does to your brain. And here's something surprising. The more tired you become, the worse overthinking gets. Sleep deprivation makes it harder for the brain to regulate emotions. That's one reason why problems often feel much bigger at midnight than they do the next morning. Now, here's the good news. Your brain can be trained to break this cycle. The first step is learning to separate thinking from overthinking. Thinking helps you solve problems. Overthinking keeps you trapped inside them. Ask yourself one simple question. Is this thought helping me solve the problem? Or am I just repeating it? That single question can interrupt the mental loop. The second strategy is to write your thoughts down. Studies have found that putting worries onto paper can reduce mental overload because your brain no longer has to keep holding onto every thought. It's like telling your mind, you don't have to remember this anymore. And finally, accept uncertainty. This is the hardest step your brain wants. Guarantees. Life doesn't give them. The strongest people aren't the ones who always have every answer. They're the ones who can keep moving forward, even without knowing exactly what will happen next. So remember this, your thoughts are not always facts. just because your brain says. Something doesn't make it true. Sometimes your mind is trying to protect you. Sometimes it's simply making noise. The real skill isn't stopping every negative thought. It's learning which thoughts deserve your attention and which ones deserve to be ignored. Because the moment you stop believing every thought that enters your mind, you stop giving overthinking control over your life. So let me ask you, what's one thought your brain keeps replaying over and over again? Leave it in the comments. You might discover you're not the only one thinking it.